Bill and Dave are on the lam, not a scam. Grab your cam, could be in a traffic jam or maybe in Siam. Bill and Dave are hiding out, what's their route? Won't give out, searching Brussels for a sprout, they rarely mill about. Bill and Dave are on the lam, on a tram in Rotterdam. Don't you forward them your spam, they're clearly on the lam.
Hey, it's on the lam. And I'm Bill.
And this is Marge.
And again, no Wendy and Daver this time. And that's because this is episode 4 of that Key West story arc that we've been doing. That I think are going to be interspersed with traditional on the lambs. Mm-hmm. So they're not just going to be all just Bill and Marge. It's going to be some Daver and or Wendy sprinkled in there too. So this is episode 4, the first episode we did in I believe Macon, Georgia. Mm-hmm. Second episode we did I believe was on Key Largo when we first arrived at the
Sunset Cove.
Yeah, the first arrived on the Keys is what I was trying to say. And then episode 3 was when we first arrived in Key West. It was a couple nights ago. And now we've been here. This is going to be our 3rd night in Key West. And we have been doing a ton of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to...
Well, let's see.
What do you want to just interject with, to start with?
So, yes, today is a Sunday.
Yeah.
I should say that. Today is a Sunday. Cinco de Mayo.
It's Cinco de Mayo,
Cinco
yeah.
de Mayo.
I don't know how far in the future, how far away from Cinco de Mayo, May 5th, we will be posting this podcast, but happy Cinco de Mayo. Feliz Cinco de Mayo.
So, yesterday, we went to the southernmost point of Key West.
Which is also the southernmost point of the continental United
U.S.,
States.
90 miles from Cuba. It's said that if the night is clear enough, you can actually, if you stand at the southernmost point, you can actually faintly see the lights of Cuba.
Yeah, I don't know why every time you
ocean.
tell me that, I keep thinking you're going to say you can actually hear Cuba.
Yeah.
Like the music, you know.
So anyway, we went down to the southernmost point, and then we went to Ernest Hemingway's house.
Yeah, we took the Ernest Hemingway House tour with a genial southern tour guide.
Mm-hmm. And some very nice people, some very ill-behaved children whose parents were smart enough after a time to take them out to the yard.
It's unfortunate.
Yeah.
They were not being very respectful to our tour guide.
Yeah.
Who was a very interesting man.
Yeah, and he...
it wasn't like he was doing a bad job or anything.
No.
These kids were
they
just...
kept talking, and they were too young to be on a tour like that.
Really, yeah, I think that's the
really
mistake they made.
Yeah.
They're not going to appreciate something about a literary figure.
Right, and they go into a house where they can't touch anything, and the house is overrun with 40-some... these, what they call six-toed polydactyl, they call them, polydactyl cats. And
you know what I always say when I hear about a polydactyl cat? I always say, polydactyl. Go on.
So anyway, there were these cats running all over the house that the kids wanted to pet, but you're not really supposed to.
Right.
Well, you're not supposed to pick them up, because they're not, they were very calm, but I'm sure they don't want strangers.
Well, they clearly figured out somehow on some very primal level that they own this place. Mm-hmm. I'm not sure what I know there was some, our friend Katie gave us a newspaper article about how there's some kind of legal tussle going on about it because according to state law, given this is Florida state, animals that are part of some kind of a public attraction have to be subject to the care regimens of like a zoo or a circus or something like that.
Yeah.
And these
They
cats
look-
are being
they
treated
look
very well.
happy as clams. All
But
over.
there's always going to be somebody creating a problem. These cats look like they're being treated much better than a circus or zoo
Yeah.
animal. So
But the house was very, what you'd expect from it was from a house in Key West, 2-story, the balconies around the first and second, the wrought iron around the first floor and the second floor, and surrounded by a wall. And
something else we learned at the end of the tour is that it's one of the few houses in Key West that has a basement because of flooding.
And the basement has never flooded.
Yeah, because of the thickness of the stone.
And it actually is at one of the higher sea levels in Key West.
It's like
the
9
is
feet above sea
Well, no,
level.
the house is like actually 13 or 16 feet
Oh, I thought
above
you said
sea
9
level.
feet.
It's actually on a hill,
Didn't
or
look
maybe
like a
it was
hill.
9 feet, and the highest point is actually 16 feet, and it's the second highest, which would be 9. But so we did that. We also walked around on Duval Street quite a bit, and we went to a really nice cafe,
Yeah.
Banana Cafe,
Yeah.
French cuisine, and we had some seafood, which was
It was on the
amazing.
quiet end of Duval
Duval
Street.
Street. Yeah, we found out if you go to the southern end of Duval Street, it's
That's
really
the wild part.
quiet.
Yeah.
If you go to the other end,
Yeah.
yeah, if you go towards like the southernmost point, the little monument, it gets quieter. If you go toward the other end, the end
That's the
where
part, yeah.
right, the end where the glass bottom boat is, which we're getting to, it gets much wilder. So we ate there, but then we went to the wilder end and sat and watched people at this place called the Mad Rooster,
Yeah.
which was
And, yeah, and they had blocked off a section of the street. They must do that every Saturday night. And,
maybe like Bourbon Street in New Orleans or something.
Yeah, I think that
were just
people, and
walking
by the
the
way,
street
people
and-
down here, people are like walking around with open liquor.
Oh yeah.
We just saw a girl riding on the back of a motorcycle with a
Yeah.
mixed drink in her hand.
There's drag queens all over the place, and
Yeah.
everything.
It's a different world.
Yeah,
And
they have all these drag shows in a lot of these places. And today we went on the glass bottom boat. We went about 6 miles out,
I think it's 7 miles.
7 miles out, and
To
we're
this, the only living coral reef in the continental United States. And
it's
that
the
was
largest coral reef in the
in the world.
world.
Yeah. The first largest one being the one in the Great Barrier Reef in Australia, and the other one's in Belize. It's
Belize.
just only slightly bigger than this one. And the one of the things we learned was that the Florida Keys themselves started out before the Ice Age as coral reefs themselves, and then
Yeah,
when the Ice Age was over, the Arctic polar ice caps sucked up and froze a bunch of the water, made the sea level drop, and exposed a lot of these
coral
mounds.
reefs that used to be underwater.
Yeah, they used to be underwater, and then they just kind of they got
Islands.
collected with dirt, and they became islands. And so this coral reef we were at was really an extension of the Keys. And we also found that the actual final key, Key West is the westernmost inhabited key.
Yeah,
This is where Highway 1 ends. But there are other scattered little islands here and there continuing westward. And the final one is the Dry Tortugas group, which is way out there. It's, I believe, 80 miles, 70 miles?
70 some miles, I think,
Yeah.
out.
And they're the last official key in that archipelago, I guess you would call it. But they're not actively, they don't have any fresh water on them, they don't have any electrical service, they don't, clearly you can't reach them by driving. You have to take a boat out, and we're going to be visiting them
I'm going to do that tomorrow.
tomorrow. That's right. So we'll be reporting back on when that we do that. It's hard to speculate, but as a teaser, one of the things found on the dry Tortugas is that prison where they kept the doctor who helped John Wilkes Booth's broken leg after he assassinated Lincoln, and that was considered a treasonous act, and they kept him. I guess he was officially sentenced, but there was like a prison island, almost like a devil's island.
They didn't execute him
Alcatraz,
because they didn't execute him. I don't know all the particulars with the other conspirators, because I guess they never could prove that he had anything to do with the plot at all. He was
he was just being a doctor.
He just was.
He probably got screwed royally. I mean, he probably didn't really deserve to go out there, but given the outrage that of the assassination of the president, and it probably did him a favor in a way, because he may have been torn limb from limb by furious crowds. But to get back to yesterday, so we took in the sights, we went drinking, we got back pretty late last night, and this morning we drove back and took that glass bottom boat, which I gotta look up to see if that movie with Doris Day and Rod Taylor and Arthur Godfrey and all those guys, if that was based on this glass bottom boat. I don't know either. I don't know if it takes place in California or Hawaii or Florida. So we'll have to look that up. But we're really pushing it here, and I can see Marge is starting to fall asleep during the middle of the podcast. So maybe this is something that you might want to do, curl up in bed while you're listening to this listener. And like Marge, the sound of our voices, especially mine, can just rock you and lull you to sleep. And you'll go into dreamland, dreaming of a tropical paradise. But can you think of anything else that you wanted to say before we move on, Marge? No.
Well, we just had a really delicious meal.
Yeah, it was to celebrate Cinco de Mayo, but I mean, even though Cinco de Mayo is a Mexican holiday, we went to a Cuban restaurant
on Mallory Square, which is a big square down by the Atlantic side, the ocean side. They have the ocean side and the bay side. Down here it was on the ocean side, and people come down every night to celebrate the sunset, similar to what we do at a little Sunset Park in Door County all the time, except this is like 10 gazillion times. This is it's really like a big plaza. It's a beautiful square. It's all people just come down and walk around.
I want to interject that Marge has described Key West as Door County on crack. That's pretty good.
But in a good way.
In a good way, yeah.
In a good way.
It's just amped up. It's just
a lot
unless you think that's some kind of put down, it's not. It just means
everything
good about Door County is accelerated
it's
many times over down here.
It's party time all the time.
Oh yeah, people are just partying constantly. Everywhere you look, everywhere you turn, every block you walk down. We're in the back of a little restaurant, and look, there's live music in the middle of the afternoon sometimes. It's amazing. Amazing the partying. There isn't enough. The partying spills out in every little nook and cranny of this place. It really is not an exaggeration, is it? I mean,
no.
So we went to this. Do you remember the name of that?
El Maison de Pepe. Which I imagine means in